Is getting high and making dirty jokes just as fun at the end of the world? Find out today on Variant Edition.
Hey everybody, welcome to Variant Edition. We're here today in movies to talk about This Is the End. I'm here with John Secreto from Comic Swap and Adam Lugabill from Comic Swap. So this is the End, apocalyptic film by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. So everybody knows Seth Rogen, most likely. Evan Goldberg is also,
Can we call it an apocacomic?
Nah, that doesn't really catch.
How about a comocalypse?
Yep, we're gonna go with that one instead. So Evan Goldberg, who works with these guys, I'm done responding to anything you said. Apocacami? No. So Evan Goldberg, also writer of Pineapple Express, Superbad.
Seth Rogen's best friend from youth.
Right.
That's why they know each other.
Okay. This is The Green Hornet as well, which I'm sure everybody has seen. Have you seen it?
No.
Have you seen it?
No.
Neither have I. Okay, so let's not talk about The Green Hornet at all.
Sounds like a good idea.
So this movie stars a ton of people as themselves. We have Jonah Hill, Michael Cera. Who else do we have?
Rihanna,
yeah.
James Franco, Jay Baruchel,
Yep.
Craig Robinson.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the core cast right there.
Danny McBride.
And Danny McBride, right? Yeah. So we'll start with John on this one. What did you think of This Is the End?
I mean, it's great.
That's all there is to say about it.
It's pretty much exactly what you expect when you go to see it. If you're expecting something else, then
There's going to be dick jokes.
Yes.
There's going to be people smoking pot.
Yep.
And
People insulting each other constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This one had special effects though,
Right.
because it's the end of the world.
Surprisingly good special effects.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I laughed a lot. It's really funny. It's not a great movie, but it's really, really funny. It's an entertaining 2 hours. It's,
Do you think that it's a comedy that you would revisit?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I would never go to the theater to see it again, but I might,
Right.
I might watch it on DVD or.
But like the 40-Year-Old Virgin or something, like when it's on TV, you kind of have to stop and watch it, right? Do you think it's...
Probably not.
No?
I don't know. I mean, it's, the jokes are funny, but it's probably not something that you want to sit through for 2 hours again. I don't know. Maybe, some of the jokes will stand up for sure, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the jokes that I think that they're expecting to be were not the one. Like the Michael Cera thing to me is funny, but it wasn't the funniest thing about the movie. I actually thought James Franco was the funniest thing about the movie because he's playing this kind of version of himself that everyone thinks that he is, but he can't really possibly be. Like the art,
I hope not, yeah.
the art guy, I don't know. It's I think he's really, really funny.
Yeah, he was kind of a highlight of the movie for me as well.
Danny McBride playing a lot of the same jokes that he plays in pretty much everything that are still very, very funny.
Yeah,
Jonah Hill playing a kind of version of himself, now that he's kind of more well respected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, all the jokes are funny.
Yeah.
I think that the movie stands up pretty well to just being a comedy. As far as being a horror movie, which I think that some people have called it, like a horror.
Really?
Yeah, it's not really that. It's like that's a way to get more comedy, I think.
Yeah, it's not really scary. There's some moments where you have to jump, which are kind of like cheap scares, where something just happens out of left field, and people in the theater jumped and people in the theater screamed, but I don't think I would call it a horror.
No.
So what did you think, Adam?
It was funny.
That's what everyone's gonna say.
It was really
I
shallow.
laughed.
It was a shallow movie with nothing really going on.
But friendship.
Sure. Friendship is not enough, I don't think. Like, Superbad does friendship, and it feels like you've gotten somewhere by the end of the movie. And this movie was just like a foregone conclusion about exactly everything that would happen, and then it was over. But it was very funny along the way.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really...
It tries to do some of those things.
I think
it tries
so.
to talk about friendship. It tries to talk about Hollywood. It tries to talk about faith a little bit.
And the movie is a failure. Because it tries to do things and doesn't.
Right. So you liked it, but it's not a movie you're going to revisit or think about again, probably.
Yeah. Unless someone's like, hey, I would really like to watch this movie, will you sit down and watch it with me? And then I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll watch it again. But I felt basically the same way I felt after I watched Pineapple Express, which is, this was a funny movie, I didn't really like it.
I liked it more than I liked Pineapple Express. I didn't like Pineapple Express.
I like Pineapple Express more than either of you like Pineapple Express, but I also think that I like Pineapple Express more than this movie, maybe.
Oh, right.
But I like this movie a lot. I don't know that I'm going to want to revisit it as much as the other comedies from this group of actors, but so
it's not even in the same category as Superbad. It's like...
No. Superbad is a lot better, I think. So the things that worked and didn't work in this movie for me. So like you said, the Michael Cera bit I think is something worth talking about because some people are really gonna like that I think, but for me, everything about the Michael Cera bit was just a joke that had already been done in extras or in Entourage a million times.
Right.
So, you take a kind of a beloved actor, he's like America's funny little kid,
Right.
and then you make him into a total asshole for the point of this movie. And it was funny the first couple of jokes, and he's just so weird that I laughed watching it, but I wasn't really impressed by it.
Yeah.
It was funnier when Ricky Gervais does it in extras,
Yeah.
It was funnier with Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
But some of them did work for me. So like you said, the James Franco one stood out really, really well for me. He's like still holding on to Freaks and Geeks. And he says like Freaks Forever and stuff like that. And he like is obsessed with Seth Rogen in this man crush kind of way. That was really funny. Jonah Hill, I thought was amazing. The version of himself. He's like this kind of sweetheart and like tries to be super nice to everybody. The bit
He says tight a lot.
he does say tight a lot. He says chill a lot too. Something not super chill happened last night. One of my favorite bits in the movie is the bit with the gun when they're throwing the gun around the room.
I thought that was really creepy a little bit.
It was because it's so dark.
Yeah, it's really dark. I mean, it's like creepy as hell. Like, and they all kind of laugh about it, and it's funny to watch them laugh about it. But it's weird,
It is weird.
Yeah.
But just Jonah Hill, everything he does while he's holding the gun,
it's funny.
I was just in tears laughing. Yeah. And then the bit about Danny McBride jerking off in James Franco's house and James Franco being really offended by it.
Yeah.
Those are the two highlights of the movie for me.
I think my favorite sequence in the film was the Emma Watson sequence.
Oh,
where
yeah.
they...
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It was funny. And I really liked Jason Segel's tiny little bit
Oh,
in the
yeah, he
film
was
where they
really
were
good.
talking about his
married life?
lifestyle being on How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, that was
That
really
was
good too.
pretty hilarious.
That was very
There's
funny.
some good cameos in the movie for sure.
For sure. The first 45 minutes or whatever of the movie is pretty amazing, I thought. Even before any of the bad stuff starts happening, whenever it's just Jay and Seth hanging out together, I thought that stuff was
The
hysterical.
scene in the airport where the cameraman comes up to him, they just keep talking, and Seth's trying to talk to the cameraman, and Jay just keeps talking to him. It's really funny.
Yeah. So Adam compared it a little bit to Dogma, and I didn't see it quite as much, but I thought it was an interesting kind of argument to make that it's about faith and kind of Dogma's about friendship a little bit too,
Yeah, for sure. That's actually a really good comparison, I think.
I don't think that I would have come to it on my own. So I don't think it's I don't think it's like a ripoff or anything. I don't think you were trying to say that it was, but that there are some comparisons there.
Same kind of comedy. I mean, Kevin Smith and that writes the same kind of jokes, I think.
Yeah, it's much more like a Kevin Smith film than a Judd Apatow film.
Yeah.
This is the end is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could kind of see that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to call it a Judd Apatow film. I mean, these guys.
Well, I mean,
Right.
it's not. It's not.
No, right,
But I'm
I'm
saying
But
as far
his
as like,
school of
his
school
yeah,
of
I mean,
actors.
a lot of these guys have worked with him before.
it doesn't have the sweetness of a Judd Apatow film.
It
which is a
does.
weird thing to say because Judd
there's
Apatow
some
films
moments
are
where
so
they
dirty.
try to have, like Jay's character tries to be like the heart of the movie. And
Yeah, Jay's character is totally unlikable in the film.
You
I
think?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
I liked him.
Like every step of the way, he's just a total asshole to everyone. Like
but
he was.
he hates being there. He
Yeah,
wants to
he's
just
a
hang out with Seth.
Total douche. Like he's a total wet blanket in the whole film. And we're supposed to like him for that.
Yeah.
I found him totally unlikable.
The hard
And I
part,
like that actor.
The hard part about it is that they don't really demonstrate that the LA lifestyle is annoying. That party just looks fun.
Yeah.
And you're they're singing songs and Rihanna's there.
Everybody's
and-
having fun
and
together.
everybody's
he's
funny.
like, oh, I would rather be
Yeah.
off jerking myself off in the corner, reading a book.
Yeah.
But I think maybe you are supposed to think he's a little unlikable at the beginning. You know?
I
And
mean-
whenever he has
I think that the movie is trying to. It assumes that you already know what the LA Hollywood lifestyle is.
Yeah.
And especially because their guys are playing themselves, so they're in Hollywood. So
Yeah. The conversation at the beginning with Craig and Emma and Jay when they're talking to him about what are you? I thought that was really funny and kind of goes to show that he doesn't really know what he is, and he is kind of unlikable. She's like, so are you a hipster? And he's like, no, I'm not a hipster. And they're like, I bet you hate universally beloved films, And he's just he is.
He's like, oh yeah, I hate that.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
So he is just kind of a wet blanket.
Yeah.
And so they do just put it out there.
Yeah.
So you think that someone who's a wet blanket just can't be the heart of the movie?
I don't think that's an inherent flaw in the film,
Yeah.
but I do find that James Franco was way more likable, Seth Rogen was way more likable because those were dudes that were just having fun, like just living the life they want to live,
Yeah.
and maybe they weren't good people, but I thought he was the worst of the bunch.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like of all the people
Not
in
worse
the
than
movie,
Danny.
he was the one that deserved to be eaten and
More than
not
more than
go
Danny
to
McBride.
Well, at least he embraces this.
He's evil and he knows he's evil.
Yeah.
Right, but so you would recommend it or not really?
It's really funny.
Yeah, I mean,
You're gonna laugh when
yeah.
you watch it
Yeah.
for sure.
It's worth watching. I would watch it at home. I don't think I'd go to the movie theater. $9.50 is a lot to pay for that movie, but it's very funny. That's what I think.
I thought it was worth the money. I would
Yeah.
recommend it to people that would wanted to go see it. I mean, like I said, if you're expecting something grand out of it, then it's just a comedy.
Yeah.
Right. But that's okay.
No, it's totally
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, as far as that, I think it's really funny. Like I don't know, it's not as funny as The Hangover. You know, like it's
No.
you know,
Not even
No.
remotely.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
like that's kind of like the R-rated summer blockbuster comedy comparison now, right? Like The
Sure.
Hangover. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that. It's not even close to that. You know, like, but you know, it's funny. It's worth seeing.
Yeah, I agree. So I would recommend it a little bit more than you guys, maybe. I think that it's worth seeing in the theaters because I
Yeah.
think that you're gonna crack up, and it's kind of fun. Just to be, I like to see comedies in theaters more
Yeah,
than other
I
things
can see
because you know you kind of get caught up in the laughter and the fun of it. But
And once it's out of theaters, if you want to hang out with your buddies on Saturday night and get stoned and watch this movie,
it's
yes,
a pretty
do
good,
that.
It's a pretty good
for
movie
sure.
that. I agree.
We don't advocate drugs as a podcast.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, let's just cut it there. All right, so this is the end. Yeah, we would recommend it.
Yeah.
Check it out. This is all just for memories.
What if I hold my knee up like this? Is that
That
sexy?
would be weird.
Is that sexy though?
I doubt it.
It's the sexiness is lacking.
All right, Green Hornet. That's what we're talking about, right?
Talk about the Green Hornet. This is the end. Evan Goldberg.
Starring many people as themselves.
Yes.
John's favorite thing.
When the actors play themselves.
Nope, not my favorite thing at all.
It's true. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't have
It's
any
different in
problem
this kind of movie, though.
because they're making fun of themselves being
Yeah.
themselves.
Okay, you ready, Derek?
They're all different versions of themselves.
God, you're so close. God.
Never mind. We're not ready.
Adam.
I won't get too far away. Don't worry. I just want to.
Not be touching
that's
Denny's
good.
leg.
Is that good?
Yeah.
You sure?
Adam, you're always so tall. Alright, I'm gonna drop it. Yeah,
Drop
right
it.
there. Okay.
Drop it.
Alright, ready?
So ready?
Alright.
I don't know what any of that means. You've lost me.
Rihanna's butt.
Do you want to do Family Tree?